Hello, my name is Mrs. Paula Allen, and I am a St. Tammany Parish Public School teacher, instructional coach, and interventionist. Today is part 2 of our writing boot camp, and we will continue with descriptive writing, or practicing how to add more detail to our writing. We are going to create sentences that communicate a vivid picture in the minds of our readers. For today's lesson, you will need a pencil and a paper, or if you are using a writing journal, feel free to use a page in your journal for today's activities. We will be using the same writing strategies as we did in session 1 of the writing boot camp, and today we will try to improve upon these strategies. Don't worry if you didn't do session 1. This is pretty easy to just jump right into. For a quick review, we are going to look at simple sentences. Simple sentences are considered like kernel sentences, like a popcorn kernel that hasn't popped yet. They are small and they have very simple parts. They have a subject and they have a predicate. A subject is the main actor of the sentence. It is the who and the what in the sentence. So, for example, in this sentence, Ricky ran. Who's our main actor? That's right, Ricky. And in this sentence, Daisy barked. Who or what is the main actor? That's our subject. You are right, it's Daisy, my favorite super dog. Okay, the predicate is the did what part. It's what the main actor did, or is doing, or is being. So in our first sentence, Ricky ran, our predicate is ran. In our last sentence, Daisy barked, what is our predicate? What is Daisy doing? That's right, she barked. Okay. Now, we're going to get ready to make some of these simple kernel sentences pop today. We will use familiar question words to help our sentences pop, or we call that expand. So our sentences we're going to take that are very small, and we're going to expand them using more words. Remember, each sentence begins with a simple subject and a predicate. I'm sorry, each sentence should also begin with a capital letter and end with punctuation. The subject is the main actor, and the predicate is the doing part. So the subject answers the basic questions, who or what, and the predicate answers the questions, did what. If we add one or more of these questions to our thinking, when, where, how, maybe even why, if we add answers to these questions to our thinking, we can expand our sentence. And all of a sudden, our writing becomes more descriptive, which means it is more clear to our reader, and it has what we call clarity. So let's look at a simple sentence. Our simple kernel sentence, Joshua did it. We are going to make this sentence pop with more descriptive language. We are going to expand this sentence today. Right now, we just have a simple subject and a simple predicate with a pronoun in it. The subject part is the main actor. It answers the question, who or what? Joshua. The predicate part is the did what? Well, what did Joshua do? Joshua did it. Now, when we have pronouns in our writing, it helps if the reader knows what it is. In this case, we don't. We do not have context to tell us what in the world it is. So let's go on and think about that for a minute. So we have Joshua did it. Well, let's add some of these questions. When did he do something? During the fourth quarter. Where did he do something? In Tiger Stadium. Now, before I go on, I have got to really have something in my mind about what it is, and I do. So let me share that with you. How did he do something? He did it quickly. And it, we need to define for our reader. What he did, he took a picture of a touchdown in Tiger Stadium. Now, Tiger Stadium is Louisiana State University Stadium. If you have never been there before, it is an experience, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's an exciting, electrifying place. All right, moving right along. Now I can maybe add a why part. Why did he take a picture in Tiger Stadium during the fourth quarter? And why did he do it so quickly? He did it because he knew this touchdown meant they were going to the playoff game. All right, so right now I have a simple sentence. Joshua did it. I want you to talk about this for a minute and speak out loud. If you've got somebody there to talk to, go ahead. If not, just talk out loud to me. How could we change Joshua did it and add a when part? Could we add a where part? Usually when we're writing, when we have a when part, that when part can come at the beginning of the sentence. It doesn't always have to. So I could say something like, during the fourth quarter, comma, Joshua did it. Or I could add the where in there as well. Those two go together really well. During the fourth quarter, in Tiger Stadium, comma, Joshua quickly, and instead of saying it, I could say, took a picture of the touchdown because he knew this touchdown meant they were going to the playoff game. And I could even fix that up a little bit fancier. So before I write, I speak it out loud or I say it in my head. Then I go ahead and I write it. So here's that basic simple sentence, and I have popped it or expanded it. During the fourth quarter, while seated in Tiger Stadium, Joshua quickly took out his camera and took a picture of the winning touchdown because he knew this meant LSU was going to the playoff game. Now notice that my sentence here is still even a little bit different from the one I just talked about. When I was planning this in my head, I had an idea of where I wanted to go. Then when I actually went to go write my sentence, I kind of finessed it up a little bit. I added a little more, wrote a little bit more detailed description. He took out his camera. Okay, so that's what good writers do. So that's what we're going to practice doing today. Okay, so now here is one for you to try on your own. And you can press pause in this video so that you have time to write. But here is your sentence. She followed it. I want you to copy this sentence, she followed it, on your piece of paper. Underneath that sentence, go ahead and list these question words. Just list the words when, where, how, and why. Next, I want you to also write down the pronouns she and it, because we're going to have to tell who she is and what it is. All right, I'll give you a minute to go ahead and copy this down in your notebook. And then go ahead and fill in an answer for these question words. Just a list, just brainstorm. It might help if you figure out who she is first. Who do you want to write about? Who will she be? And what is she following? And then go ahead and fill in when is she following whatever it is. Where is she when she's doing this? How does she follow it? And why does she follow it? I'll go ahead and give you a few minutes to fill that in, couple of minutes. You can press pause if you need to. Okay, if you're not ready, go ahead and press pause. I'm going to go ahead and go on. I want to show you what I thought about. This reminded me, she followed it. That simple sentence reminded me of something that happened at a school I taught at a few years ago. Our wonderful custodian, Miss Keisha, found something on the playground. And she found it right before the kids were supposed to be coming out for recess. Let me show you the sentence that I wrote. So I have this afternoon at recess. Let me see, I want a different color for this one. This afternoon on the playground, sorry, not at recess. This afternoon on the playground, Miss Keisha found a snake near the fence. And realizing recess was about to begin, she shook her broom at the snake and followed it as it slithered under the fence. And that is a true story. I want you to notice that here this afternoon on the playground, what question words do these words answer? If you said when and where, you are correct. Notice that there is a comma here after my when and where part. This is an introductory phrase or an introductory clause. Sometimes we call that a dependent clause. Here is my subject, Miss Keisha. Here is my predicate, found a snake. Near the fence answers where. So here I have two wheres. That's okay. I've given even more information. Then I have a comma, and then I have, and realizing recess was about to begin, another comma, she shook her broom at the snake and followed it as it slithered under the fence. Go ahead and read your sentence out loud. It sounds much better than the simple sentence, she followed it, doesn't it? As writers, when we write this way, we really give a vivid image to our reader to see in their mind of what we're trying to say. All right, so now we are going to practice this. So 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade, each grade you have a different sentence. 4th grade, you have Percy found it. I want you to copy that in your notebook or on your paper. 5th grade, she became angry. Write it down on your paper. 6th grade, he was there. That is your sentence. Okay, after you write your sentence in your notebook, I want you to list these question words under your kernel or simple sentence that you are going to expand today. 4th grade, you've got when, where, how, why, and then the pronoun it. 5th grade, you're going to list a when, where, how, why, and you're going to tell who she is. 6th grade, you are going to write when, where, how, why, he, and then I also want you to put there. There is going to need to be defined. Now, this could be the same as your where part up above, but it doesn't have to be. All right, if you are not ready to move on, just press pause and give yourself some more time. Remember, we are not writing our sentences just yet. Just list the parts for at least 3 question words and your pronouns. I'll give you a minute. Okay, so you should be filling out a when, a where, a how, and a why for your sentence and your pronouns. If you need more time, please press pause. Okay, now, for 4th grade, your kernel sentence is Percy found it. I want you to try and take your when part, write that at the beginning of your sentence. Remember to put a comma, that's a big comma right here. Then fill in your who did what, Percy found. But of course, you're not going to write it. You're going to tell what it is, what he found. Where did he find it and why? Was he either looking for it or why was it hard to find? 5th grade, you're going to do the same thing. Try and use the same order with your when part, who did what, where and why. And 6th grade, you also will do the same thing. But your sentence is he was there. After you get your sentence written, your expanded sentence, I want you to look carefully. Can you put a how part inside your sentence somewhere? And look at your sentence. Could you change this when order and put it somewhere else? Could you change your where and put it somewhere else? So I'll give you a minute to write that sentence and see if it has to be written in my order. Maybe you can write it in a different order. So let me give you a minute to do that. Okay, ready? If you're not ready, go ahead and press pause. I want you to read your sentence out loud so you can hear it. Read that sentence that you rewrote, your expanded sentence. Isn't it amazing how easy it is to expand that sentence? I hope you are very proud of yourself. I know when I do things like this as a writer, it makes me feel really good, like I can really do this. All right, I've got one more thing for you to do today. I want you to try this with your own writing. Okay, so today I want you to do a journal entry. Just write some simple sentences about what you did this morning when you woke up. Put today's date, very simple, beginning, middle, and end. When I woke up, da-da-da-da-da, this is what happened, until, you can end it around where you started getting going for the morning. So what do you do when you wake up in the morning? Do you hop right out of bed? Do you brush your teeth? Think about it. Did you see anybody first thing in the morning? Write a few simple sentences telling about what you did this morning. And after you finish that journal, I want you to pick 2 sentences from that journal entry. Go ahead and list your when, where, how, and why underneath each sentence and see if you can expand your own writing. I hope you enjoyed today. I know I did. Go ahead, you can pause this to give you an idea, the video, to give you an idea or something to look at while you're writing your journal. That's the great thing about videos. And when you're finished, see if you can rewrite your whole journal. And maybe if you have time later today, you could do a little art project. Maybe paint, draw, or sketch what you look like when you wake up in the morning. Have fun with it. We miss you, and we hope your learning continues, and I hope that this helps you expand your writing and get to be more comfortable with your own writing. Thank you for watching as we learned about expanding sentences today, revising and editing our own writing. You did a great job, and remember to keep watching other videos like this one so we can all keep learning together. You can watch lessons daily on St. Tammany Parish Public School TV or on our website at stpsb.org. See you again soon.
Welcome to Fairview Riverside State Park, home to the Otis House Museum and 99 acres of recreational land where you can hike, fish, camp, and much more.
The historic Otis House Museum, built not long after the Civil War, represents generations of folks who call St. Tammany Parish home. It was once the site of a thriving timber industry and a sawmill along the Tchefuncte River. It offers a glimpse into how the surrounding areas and the South as a whole came to be. Upon the conclusion of the Civil War, William J. moved to St. Tammany Parish with the intention of starting a lumber company. His original share of 400 acres soon grew to over 30,000 acres of timberland.
So it's the Reconstruction period. Everything is being rebuilt. Timber industry was a huge industry, and there was a huge impact in the area simply by the processing of the lumber right here on the Tchefuncte River.
As Jay found success, he built a classic Victorian-era style home.
The architecture is considered Queen Anne, which was a popular architecture in the late Victorian era. Queen Anne architecture would feature porches that went almost all the way around the house, as the porch that we're sitting on. There was no electricity in those days, so the houses were designed to self-cool. Having a porch shades the air before it enters the house. Typically, there would be shade trees all around the house, which is also helping to cool the air before it enters the house. This house faces the river. There's usually a breeze that comes in off of the waterway, so it flushes the hot air out, brings cooler air into the house for the family.
The house serves as a time capsule with historic furniture and artifacts spanning over 70 years.
fire extinguishers date to the 1870s. They're called Hayward hand grenades. Well, these Hayward hand grenades are glass balls filled with a liquid. It's a chemical. It's carbon tetrachloride. So this carbon tetrachloride absorbs oxygen. As you go through the house, you get a timeline of not just the furnishings and the history that go behind it, but it's a timeline of how furniture changed, how cooking changed.
Frank Otis, the last owner of the Otis house, donated the house and 99 acres to the state of Louisiana, hoping to establish a park for people to enjoy the natural beauty of the area.
Fairview Riverside State Park showcases the unique and natural assets Louisiana has to offer, where you can take a walk through 30 acres of swampland or take a stroll down a boardwalk that fronts the Tchefuncte River. Since the park is framed by water, fishing is a common activity visitors indulge in. With the easy access to waterways, the Tchefuncte River is used for many water sports, such as boating, jet skiing, and much more. And after a long day of all these diverse activities this park has to offer, the park is equipped for visitors to camp the night.
Thank you for joining us on our visit to the aesthetically pleasing Fairview Riverside State Park. In the end, one can see that we don't need to look far for beautiful scenery because it's right here in our own backyard.
Hello, my name is Jamie Mouton and I'm a 7th grade ELA teacher. Thank you for joining me today. What are we going to be learning about today? Today, we're going to write a narrative, my favorite kind of writing. And I bet by the end of this lesson, it might be your favorite also. So what you're gonna need for this is a pen or a pencil and a sheet of paper. But if you have a laptop or a computer, that'll work just fine. All right, our objectives for today are you're going to develop a plan for writing a narrative using a story starter, and ultimately that will lead to you to write a narrative to develop real or imagined experiences or events using effective technique, relevant descriptive details, and structured event sequences. All right, let's get started. Just like a formal essay, a narrative has 3 parts. And these 3 parts are the orientation, which is the introduction of characters and setting, the problem, which is a complication or exciting moment when something goes wrong, and the solution, the character's quick thinking or action that solves the problem. All right, let's get started with planning your narrative. I want you to take your sheet of paper and I want you to fold it to where it has 3 sections. So to do that, you'll fold towards the center like this and then fold it again this way to where it overlaps. Don't worry about it being perfectly straight. And when you open it up, you'll have 3 sections. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to label these 3 sections. When you label them, it will look like this. So what I want you to do in the first section, I want you to label orientation, and then underneath orientation, label characters, leave some space, label setting. In the middle section, I want you to label problem. And then underneath problem, write the word complication. And lastly, in the final section, just write the word solution. And you don't need to write anything underneath. What I'm going to do is I'm going to model for you how to fill this in. This is your planning sheet that you'll write your narrative from. We're going to begin with a story starter. For my planning, this was my story starter. Oh no, I did it again. Now, let me show you what I filled out on my planning sheet. Characters. 1. Emily, a college-age young lady who is stressed about her finals and grades. 2. College instructor. Notice I gave some detail with the character Emily, and the reason I did that is so that I can, when I go to write it, it's going to help me out a little bit by giving me those details ahead of time. Make the writing process easier. Setting. Where? On her sofa in her living room. Sofa's next to a coffee table littered with empty Goldfish snack cartons, M&M's bags half empty, books and papers. Time is mid-afternoon. Again, I provided some detail to help with the writing process later on. For the problem, the complication is her most important final is today. She fell asleep on the sofa and forgot to set her alarm. It's an hour after the final. That's a problem. And now for the solution. After some desperate emails and phone calls to her not so easygoing instructor, Emily is given until sundown to complete her final to get it in on time. And that is how you do your planning sheet. Remember, piece of advice, give some details on your planning. Don't just put one-word answers. The more detail you give here will help you out later on in the writing process. All right, are you ready to try yours? Get that planning sheet ready. One that looks like this. And now I'm going to give you your story starter. Are you ready? The bell rang and I sprinted toward my locker. All right, now on your own, you're going to fill out your character, your setting, your complication, and your solution to this story starter. Helpful hint, and this is also another piece of advice. Let's say you're having a little trouble coming up with your character. Well, just use yourself and then put a different name for yourself. I'm sure you have sprinted to your locker several times in school, and so why not think about those embarrassing moments or the funny situations that you get yourself into, or the aggravating things that happen when you try to sprint towards your locker in the very crowded hallway. So use what you know, because that is going to make the writing process so much easier. You still get to be creative by embellishing a little bit. Well, let's wrap up what we did here today. Today, we developed a plan for writing a narrative, and then ultimately you will write your own narrative from that plan. I can't wait to read what you write. Thank you for watching me today. You can watch more lessons like this so that we can keep learning together. You can watch more lessons like this on STPPS-TV or on our website at stpsb.org. See you soon.
My name is Mrs. Paula Allen, and I am a St. Tammany Parish Public School teacher, instructional coach, and reading interventionist. And today, I just want to take a couple of minutes and talk to you about theme. The theme in a story is the meaning that lies underneath the story. And oftentimes, as students, we are asked to identify a theme. To do this, we need to pay careful attention and watch how the characters change throughout the story. We need to think to ourselves, did the main character learn a lesson? Did any of the characters learn a lesson in this story? That will give us an idea about what the theme is. So what is theme? Well, the word itself can mean many things. It's what we call a multiple meaning word. But in our case, for today's purposes, the theme is a life lesson or a moral or a central message about life or human nature in general. In other words, the theme is what the story teaches the reader about life. When we identify themes, we need to remember that themes are not stated explicitly in a text. That means they're not clearly stated. Instead, they are implied. Themes are implied through a character's thoughts, words, and actions and feelings. Themes are statements about life in general, not just about that one character's life. So when we're reading a book, we are inside a small world of that story. We have a specific character that's in a specific setting that has specific events. And as we read, we are making connections from that character's experience or those characters' experiences, and we connect to the bigger world. When we do that, we can identify a theme. A theme is a statement or a lesson that applies to the whole big world or the real world outside of the story. So quickly, just to review, a theme is not a word. It is a sentence. It has to be a sentence because remember, it is a message. So some examples of themes. Money can't buy happiness. Don't judge people based on their looks. Being brave and doing the right thing is not always easy. Do you notice how these are all lessons or words of advice for real life? That is what a theme is. All right, so themes are messages about life in general. Let's sum it up. Themes are not a single word or a topic. So friendship is not a theme. It's actually a topic. When we talk about a story, say like Charlotte's Web, we say Charlotte's Web is about friendship. That's the topic that it's about. A theme tells the person what the lesson is about friendship. What does the author try to teach the reader about friendship? So instead, a theme would be written this way. Friends can help us through tough times. Being different doesn't mean you can't be friends. There are two examples of themes written about the topic friendship. Remember, if you find yourself writing a 1 or 2 word theme, you are probably writing a topic. Instead, turn that topic into a sentence. What is the book or the story trying to teach us about that topic? Well, thank you for watching as we learned about theme today. Remember to keep watching. And there are many more videos like this one on St. Tammany Parish Public School TV. And you can find them also on the St. Tammany Parish Public School website at stpsb.org. Have a great day.
workout for you. I have it written here on the board, the exercises, and I have the iPad here to tell me how many seconds we have to do each exercise and when to move on to the next one. So the way it's going to work is we're going to do 4 exercises for 20 seconds each. Then we're going to rest for 20 seconds. Then we're going to repeat those same 4 exercises for 20 seconds each. We're going to rest for 20 seconds. Then we're going to do that one more time. Then we're going to have a 30-second rest with 4 different exercises for 20 seconds each. Then we're going to rest for 20 seconds, repeat those same 4 exercises for 20 seconds, rest for 20, repeat them one last time for 20 seconds each. Then we're going to be done. Woo! How does that sound? Sounds like it's going to be a really easy exercise routine, but I bet once you get started, you're going to say, "Ooh, that was great. I really feel like my body was working," because that's the idea behind exercises. Exercising is to work your body. Your body is a machine. It needs these exercises to keep the blood flowing throughout it, to work the heart. And when you're working your body and working your heart, it's actually helping your brain. So exercise helps you to do all your other school activities such as math and reading and social studies, science, whatever it may be. But exercise is something you should do every day for at least 20 minutes, maybe 30. But this is probably about a 10-minute routine, maybe 8. And guess what? We're going to do it together. So I'm going to demonstrate real quick. We have the frog hops. We have the mountain climbers. We have the low kicks. You can do them like this or down here. And then we have the seesaw. Then we have push-ups. Okay, and you'll be able to see these exercises again. Sit-ups. The half worm. This is a fun one. The half worm and lunges. Just getting up and down is some exercise, especially for older people like me. But, okay, let's get started on this exercise routine today. I'm so glad you're here with me. All right. Oh, one last thing. Make sure that you have some water to drink in case you need it during your rest. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to go grab some water if you need it. 9, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, alrighty, let's get started. Frog hops, 20 seconds, that's it. Woo! We've got this. We're doing this together. We're in this together. Remember, you can do this exercise routine with anyone in your household. Just people in your household.
Mountain climbers.
Mountain climbers. Later on, you can do these exercises with your friends. Soon. Okay, you can go a little faster if you like, or slow it down. Whatever you need. Here comes those low kicks. Now remember, you can do them here, or if you need to pick up the pace, put a little hop in it. Woo, yes. We are exercising together. We are feeling great. We are moving the body. We're off the couch.
Seesaw.
Seesaw. Try to keep the upper body from going side to side. And you're moving your legs from just kicking side to side. Now remember, you can take the hop out if you're getting tired or if you're getting out of breath. But if you need to work,
rest.
Oh, there's that rest. So, like I said, if you need water, now's a good time. You grab a sip of water because we're going to do all that over again. So, we have frog hops. We have mountain climbers.
Frog
we have
hops.
low kip, here we go, and seesaw. Frog hops are first. Thank goodness for my friend the iPad here telling me when our time is up and what's going on next. Here comes those mountain climbers. Almost there.
Mountain
Woo, there
climbers.
they are. Okay, I'm gonna try to go a little faster this time. Yes, I'm feeling good. I'm working hard. And I know you're working hard with me, and I'm so proud of you for doing this exercise routine. Here comes those low kicks. All right. Woo, let's put a hop in it. Yes, this is so good for your body. This is getting the blood flowing. That heart is working. Here comes the seesaw.
Seesaw.
Ooh, how we feeling? I love to exercise. This is something I do every day because I know it's good for my body. My goal might be different than your goal, but we all have to exercise. Whether,
Rest.
woo, you might be exercising because you just need to work your heart. Some people exercise because they sit too much and they need to move around. Remember to get that water if you need it. Oh, that's good for the body, water. How we feeling? We're almost there. Oh, there. This is our last time doing these 4 exercises. So proud of you for hanging in with me. Now, different exercises have different names. This could also be a squat jump with a touch, but we're calling them frog hops.
Mountain
Mountain
climbers.
climbers. Now, going up a hill. Gonna go faster. Whew, slow it down. The hill got real steep. Just have fun with this. That's the whole idea. Have fun. That's the most important thing. Here we go with the low kicks. Just think. Oh, we're gonna get a 30-second rest. Then we just gotta do 4 more exercises, 3 times each, and then we're done. And if you need more, do it again a little later.
Seesaw.
Just be careful not to overdo it, okay? When your body feels like it needs rest, take the rest. You know what your body needs. Pay attention to how it feels when you're exercising.
Rest.
Woo! Okay, now we have that 30 seconds in between. So, let me demonstrate real quick again. We have push-ups, we have sit-ups. Oh, one of my favorites, right here. Whoop! That is called the half worm. I made that name up. And lunges. Okay, here we're gonna start with those push-ups. I'll show you, you can do these for 20 seconds. Hands are underneath your shoulders. You can do them on your toes. If that's too hard, go to your knees. And if that's still too hard, come to all 4s. Make sure that your fingertips are slightly spread apart. Okay, sit-ups. Moving on. Okay, touch the toes, hands behind your head, flat on the ground. Body's completely flat on the ground. Sit up, that's too hard. Bend your knees and just reach as far as you can without coming up off the ground. Remember, this is your workout. Half worm. Back on our stomachs, we're gonna rock and push up. Rock and push up. Rock and push up. Now, if you can't do the rock, just push yourself up. Okay, you can always add the rocking later. Oh, lastly, we're standing back up again.
Lunges.
Oh, all right. Woo, love this exercise. Lunges, make sure you step it out far. 90 in the front leg, 90 in the back leg. These are lunges. If that's too hard, just don't go down as low for right now. Most important, make sure the knee hook is not going over the toe. So while you're resting and grabbing water, Coach Gonzalez needs some water too. I'm going to show you one more time. Lunge, knee is 90. Okay, perfect. Oh, here we go with those push-ups. Let's do it. On the toes, on the knees,
Sit-ups.
Oh, sit-ups. These are fast, but this is a short and effective workout. It doesn't take long for you to feel like you're working. Remember, take it here if you need to. Feels like forever. Oh, we're gonna roll over and do the worm. Woo. Now, some of you can probably do the full worm. And if you want to do that in your house, you go right ahead. Oh, I love it. This is so great. It feels good to exercise.
Lunges.
Oh, lunges. Up and down, up and down. We're moving. We have a 20-second rest coming up, and we're gonna do our last round of those same 4 exercises. So now you know them, you can work a little harder on this last round because you know it's the end.
Rest.
Okay, you know the end's coming, so work as hard as you can on this last one. And remember, if you need to, you can do this again later. Kind of walk around, you don't want to sit down or stay still during your active rest time. This is active rest. Oh, here we go,
Push-ups.
last round. Let's work hard on this one, push-ups. Okay, I'm gonna drop to my knees. And I'm gonna drop to all 4s. Okay, we've got this. We're in this together. We're doing this working out together. Oh, it feels great.
Sit-ups.
Oh, sit-ups. Okay. Oh, I hope you're enjoying this exercises. I hope it's something different, something new. If it wasn't something new for you, I hope you're enjoying having someone to work out with.
Half word.
Because I'm sure enjoying working out with you. We may not be in the same room, but we are here together. Because I'm on your television in your house. Woo, this feels so good. We're almost there. This is
Lunges.
the last round, yes. Oh, let's do these lunges together. Perfect form. Don't lose your form. Keep it moving. 90, 90. Pushing off with that leg. Now, you've done a fantastic job. Woo, we are done. So, I'm so happy you joined me today. I hope that you will come back and do some new exercise routines with me. I'll be working on some creative stuff because I enjoy showing new exercises to young people. I like to see that you will take this with you further in life and put exercise as a part of your daily routine.
Your timer is complete.
Now and forever. Time's up. It was great to